So you counted us in there, and I almost counted us in there because I'm used to doing that. But you wear the pants in this podcast, Rob. So
Oh, that's one way of describing it.
yeah, you do. You're the man in charge, and I'm just here. I'm just here to lend my voice to your podcast. So Rob, it's a big day because WWDC is right around the corner. It's starting to feel real. We've got people got invitations to the keynote. Not me, but
Oh,
people I know. Plus, we've got an all new WWDC app with new iMessage stickers. And who doesn't want a sticker of the Swift logo? Really, I mean, who doesn't want to send a text message to their friends, their family, with nerdy Swift stickers?
do you actually use iMessage stickers?
No, I don't.
Still,
No,
no, me
no.
neither.
I mean, there was a dark year in my life where I covered that in the Mac Stories weekly newsletter, and I literally downloaded so many stickers packs. First of all, I paid for most of those. Like, I spent way too many dollars on stickers that year. But in any event, I literally had hundreds of sticker packs. To this day, iMessage stickers and apps are completely broken for me because I'm like such an edge case that the app can't handle it. Like I can never get them to stick in the little tray area. If I want to go find, like today, because the WWDC app got updated, I wanted to write about it for Mac Stories, and I couldn't get the WWDC stickers to just stick in the little tray there, the little row of icons. I have to go into the store, search for the particular app, then I have to hit open, and then I can use the sticker. It's really, really bad.
This is you're going to be your downfall. This is what somebody's going to blackmail you with someday. They're going to go, we know how much you spent on iOS stickers, and we're going to give it to your wife.
I know. Yeah, no, she would probably be really upset. I'm actually still kind of upset with myself at this point. It was a thing. It seemed like it was a good idea at the time. We thought maybe it would catch on. It didn't catch on. And at some point, it just got old. At one point, I had a special URL that someone at a fruit company gave me that allowed me to see the stickers kind of in chronological order as they were posted to the store. And
Oh my God.
oh my gosh, you have never seen so much junk in your whole life. Now, I found some really weird and wonderful things, but it was just a cesspool to see that chronological as it was uploaded, as opposed to just like, because like that iMessage sticker store is really. You could call it two things. You could call it, well, you could probably call it three things. You could call it carefully curated. You could call it neglected. Or you could call it just a mess. And it's in a way, it's a little bit of everything, right? Because it doesn't seem like it gets a ton of love. There's not a lot of space there. So things don't change a lot. And I don't think there are really that many good sticker packs because I just don't think people make money off of that for the most part. Instead, it becomes like this little cute add-on that people do for, an actual serious app, or maybe you're Disney and you have a new movie coming out and you want to have the ability to people to get some stickers or whatnot. So,
Yeah, I mean that's the only time I really see anything about them now is as you say, oh, there's a new movie coming out, or the one I remember, I think Uncharted, Lost Legacy had a little sticker pack when that came out. But yeah, it's not. I mean, to what you said about the junk, there's bound to be junk because it's the easiest possible thing that you can get onto the App Store.
right. I mean,
It's presumably still not easy because you've still got to go through app review and all that garbage, but you're basically just dropping some images into Xcode and you've created an app.
I think basically there's probably somebody reviewing those who looks at them and says, all right, do I see any Disney characters here? How about Marvel? Anything like that, clearly blatantly copyright violations. But I think you just upload like an asset catalog of PNG files, or I'm not even sure I forget what the animated ones are. I think they're a flavor of PDF maybe. But, you just upload those as an asset catalog without having to know any code really, and then it goes up, and then they start selling them. So,
Yeah, it's I think it's one of those things that, it kind of has to be that, and I suspect, me and you are talking two old dudes going, oh, stickers.
Stickers.
I'm sure people are using them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure there's loads of people that are using them, but it's not for us.
I used one today because I did test the WWDC ones when the app was updated, but you know, I don't do it. I don't do it regularly anymore.
I mean, bring them to the Mac and I might start using them, but I mean that's a whole other thing altogether.
Well, that's one of the rumors. Is that I was going to say that's one of the rumors. That's not really one of the rumors. You can see them on the Mac. You just can't use them on the Mac. So it's possible. There's been enough rumors with 9 to 5 and whatever that it seems like something's happening with messages. Not entirely clear what is going to be marzipanified. That's like a technical term.
Yeah, that's.
You know,
I'm sure that'll be on the Apple website.
It's a bit of a mouthful. But if it gets marzipanned, then it's possible that stuff will just work.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm like. If it's on the Mac, I'm much more likely to use it because that's where I am all day. So, I mean, am I really going to use stickers though? Who am I kidding? I'm not going to touch them.
No,
but it would be nice.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit like the Memoji and all that stuff. I mean, those are fun, but the novelty of that wore off before I left San Jose, and I don't go sending a lot of Memoji to anyone either.
No, I haven't seen a lot of Memoji karaoke recently.
No,
so,
although there's way all right, another aside to the aside. There are way too many people who have Memoji as their avatars on Twitter. It's like too much. It's been too.
I'm so sorry.
It's been too.
I've changed mine now, but I did have it for a while.
I know you did. It was okay. You did it. You know, it's all right. I give everybody the ability and the pass to doing it for a while, but the reality is, it's almost like the egg at some point because so many of them look roughly the same. It's like, who is this? What is this person? You know, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was one of the reasons I changed it back because I kept thinking other people were me.
Right.
Like I thought they were my tweets, so like I just sort of gave up. And even in one of the Slack groups I'm in, a bunch of us had it, and it was just way too confusing.
Yes.
So yeah, I won't be doing that again. I'm looking for a new photo, but what am I going to do? I'm not going to go out and have a little photo shoot just for my Twitter profile picture. So I've gone back to an old one for now.
All right. Well, I don't know. I saw you on here somewhere today. I see that you're claiming that we're potting, which I don't appreciate, but
that could have been anybody tweeting that from the Ruminate account.
It could have been anybody who has access. You know, I don't even know if I still have the password for that account, so I'm pretty sure it can only be one person.
That is an outrageous accusation, but yeah, it was totally me.
Okay, all right. Oh, there you are. Yes, I do remember this picture. This is a very festive Robb.
Yeah, that was. I think it was a Christmas or maybe a summer party, and there was some face painting going on.
Yeah, you got a. It looks like it's like a rainbow with some stars and clouds on the side of your head.
Yeah, I picked that out of a face painting catalog.
Oh, very good. That's a good picture. Oh.
Yeah, well, I'll keep that one for a while.
Hey, so did you know that I went and saw Endgame for a second time?
I did, because you in fact, I think I text you, and then you didn't text me back for about 3 hours.
Oh, that's true.
Then
that was the day I was sitting in the theater for 3 hours.
Right, and I thought, well, this is weird. You know, John normally texts me back pretty quick, and then about 3 hours later, you said, "I've just got out of Endgame."
No, it is one of those situations. You go to Endgame. It's a little bit like you have to kind of let the people in your life know, because if you're not gonna text while you're there or whatever, you know, people just think something terrible has happened to you. And that was the case with that movie. I went twice, and I went both times we have this thing called Classic Cinemas, which is kind of a fancy name for a second run theater, except that it's not so second run anymore because Endgame's obviously not a second run movie. It's not, it's not been out that long at this point. And if you go to the matinee at the Classic Cinemas, it's only $5, which is pretty amazing.
Oh, nice. I think I might have mentioned this before, but my local cinema has changed to be £5 all the time now.
Yeah, that sounds
which
very
is great.
Yeah, and the food's actually, I mean, it's more. It's not like I wouldn't say it's cheap, but it's cheap compared to the regular cinema.
Yeah, I mean, Endgame's hard because Endgame's not a movie you want to be eating or drinking in because
Especially drinking.
because we've booked tickets now for this weekend because we've only seen it once, but we're going to go and see it again this week.
Okay.
And even just picking a time was like, oh, well, if we do that there, we can have dinner, but that will give us enough time to, not going to need the toilet during the movie, like
Right.
because of the sheer length of it. Like it's this whole kind of thing that you've really got to think about.
It's actually
and sort of make sure.
Yeah, it's very hard to work around meals. There's no doubt about that because unless you're going like right after lunch or right after dinner or something like that, you're going to hit a meal at some point. So you're either going to be eating early or eating late for some reason. The place where we saw it. So the thing about classic cinemas is that it's not it's relatively fancy. They've actually installed kind of the recliner seats and all that sort of thing and assigned seating, which I really enjoy. But what you lose is they don't have any IMAX or any of the kind of like the high end equipment for either sound or quality of video. So the second time I saw it, the brightness of the screen was kind of shifting periodically throughout the movie, which eventually it was bad enough that I noticed it. I mean, even me without particularly good eyesight or really caring that much. So if you really want to see it like either 3D, which I personally hate 3D, but I do like to go see a movie in IMAX. It's super loud, which some people don't like, but I do like a good, digital copy with really good sound.
Yeah, we don't have an IMAX anywhere close to us, so we just have to stick with the cinema that we've got, which is fine. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible, and it's £5 a ticket, so I can live with that. So yeah, we've picked a very sort of late showing. I think it starts about 9 o'clock in the evening, which will give us time to have dinner and sort of chill out, and we won't need to sort of have another meal or anything like that.
Yeah, I guess it's been a very long time since I've seen a movie more than once in the theater. And I really liked going back to this one because there were a lot of details that I missed the first time around. So I think you'll enjoy seeing it again.
Yeah, that's to be honest, like you, I never go and see a movie. I very rarely go and see movies at the cinema anyway.
Right, same.
It's not an experience I particularly like. I'd much rather be at home. But yeah, as you say, like for this movie, because it's 3 hours long anyway, so there's a lot going on. And you've got however many main characters, like 50 main characters or something. And, since I've seen it, I've obviously been reading articles and sort of things have been pointed out to me. So, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to going back and trying to sort of, get another look at what I missed the first time.
Yeah, no, it is definitely worth a second look if you're really into it. And I think I really enjoyed it. I like the movie a lot. It's the kind of movie that I will buy, but it's also the kind of movie that at home, I think it's better when you're at the movies at a theater because you're kind of trapped there in the sense that you don't have any distractions. Like at home, it's the kind of movie where it's like, oh, I'll get up and I'll, I don't know, do something in the middle of the movie where it's more of a temptation when you're just watching at home. Though I'm sure I will buy it and will watch it many times at home as well at some point.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up buying, maybe some kind of Blu-ray that has all the bonus extra features because I kind of want all of the extra features for this. Documentaries, behind the scenes, whatever they've got, I kind of want to see all of it.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. I'm actually at a point right now where there are a couple of movies I'd like to see. I'd actually like to see Detective Pikachu. Haven't seen that yet, and would also like to see John Wick 3.
Yeah, your list sounds exactly like mine. But I also don't care enough about John Wick. I'd maybe, if I get time, I might go and see it in the cinema. But I don't care enough to go to the cinema for it, so I'm happy to sort of wait. It's never really that long anymore. It's probably going to be like 3-4 months, and those will be out
right
on iTunes, and we can just get around. I can get around to watching those. Detective Pikachu, I don't know what to think, but I'm kind of excited about watching that.
Yeah, that of the two, that's the one that I more like to see. I think, like you, I can wait for John Wick if I have to, because those movies are fun, but they're good movies for a Friday night, just renting them off iTunes or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
They did have a good deal on the first two John Wick movies, though. I don't know if it's still going on, but at least in the U.S., basically you could buy those two movies for just a couple of dollars more than renting one of them. So now I own both.
Yeah, I think we had, well, it's never the same deals, but it was a very similar deal. I think I maybe paid £10 for both of them or something. So I picked those up in one of the sales, and, presumably I will get around to watching those before the third one is available to me.
Yeah, I need to start tweeting those deals, because that's the only way to get affiliate money now.
Yeah, they took away all that sweet app money.
Oh, I don't think I mentioned it, but not only so first they took away the app money, but for a while, if someone then clicked on your app link and then bought a movie afterwards, you'd still get that money. So that was still like it reduced the money by like 90%. I mean, it was dramatic, but there was still something coming in. They cut that off about a month at the beginning of April. So it's like It's totally gone now.
Yeah, there's something to be said for the movie deals, but I mean, it's if it was something that you legitimately sort of wanted to make decent money on, like, that is a hell of a lot of work to sort of keep that going.
Yeah, well, I don't think affiliate linking has ever been the best way to make a living or to make any kind of money, because it's a little bit like, clickbait ads. You get to the point where it's like, well, I need some more clicks, so I'll just like throw this out there. It's not. I think a lot of people tweeting movies and games and things. Well, I guess it's not games because those are apps, but at least tweeting books and movies and TV shows. It's just hoping for the drive-by click and getting your 7 cents or whatever it is. It's kind of I think it's a dying thing. I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon kind of yanks their program at some point too, because it's like, why do they need it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there are people use it on their blogs and stuff like that to link to various things, but yeah, to be honest, like, all I see is these like big spam sites that pretend to be stores,
right?
And they're just linking out to Amazon products, and I'm like, well, is that good for anybody? I don't know. Maybe Amazon doesn't care.
Yeah, maybe not, but all right. Anyway, so Endgame, people should see it. I can't believe you haven't already seen it. You should see it. It's a good movie. And I actually managed to avoid all the spoilers for, I don't know, I think I saw it 5 days after it came out, something like that. I saw it in the middle of the week. Such as my...
Yeah, I had something like 30 or 40 mute filters, which was the name of every single character in the movie.
Oh, wow.
Plus the titles, plus Marvel. And a bunch of stuff was getting caught up with that. Like, I was missing replies from people.
Yeah, it's, what it is.
Just happened to match up with some stuff.
It's the ultimate screen time device, really. I mean, I know, like, my son didn't use the internet for like a week before the movie came out. Because the problem was, you can do that with Twitter, but if you just went to YouTube's homepage, somebody, the algorithm might suggest some video to you that has a spoiler right in the title of the video, or you might go to Apple News and there might be a headline somewhere halfway down that tells you something you don't want to know.
Oh, yeah. I had this problem as well, because at one point I went to Google something. I think it was just one of the actors. It wasn't related to the movie. It was related to something else I was watching.
Yeah.
And I had to stop myself, because I was like, wait a minute, no, there's going to be all those news banners at the top, and there's going to be something about one of these characters. Yeah. I really don't want to get spoiled.
Yeah. So I managed to pretty much avoid it, which was good. But yeah, it's not easy to do, and I'm glad I did see it. I think I saw it like either 4 or 5 days after it came out.
Yeah, it really, it's incredible that they were able to put this movie together anyway, just because of how many people are in it. But like, when I came out the theater, and it was fairly late at night when we came out, I was just like completely drained. I just didn't know what to think. Like, so much had happened in that short space of time.
Oh, I know. That's definitely true. And it's just you feel like you've woken up from some kind of weird dream and half your day's gone.
Oh yeah, because obviously it's 3 hours, but then you've got to be there sort of half an hour early, and then you've travel time and all that. Like you say, you've lost half a day just going to see this movie. But totally worth it.
Yep, definitely good. So what else, Rob? What else we got going on?
I don't know what else we've got here. I think that was it for our notes, which were rather short this week.
Yeah, no, they are rather short. I mean, one of the things that happened to me today was Apple announced WWDC. Well, they didn't announce WWDC. They already announced that, but they sent out the press invitations, and they updated the WWDC app. And of course, this is one of those things that causes me to become a hermit and never leave my house, because of course the minute I walk into the grocery store is when the press invites go out. And so I wrote about that, and I wrote about that in the vegetable aisle in front of the potatoes. And
nice.
Fortunately, such is how we operate. We knew that today was likely going to be the day, not because anybody tells us, but because there are still patterns, if you watch Apple closely enough, that this was the same day that they announced it last year. And so we're like, all right, we better have something in the can. So it was just a matter of a couple of tweaks, then boom, on the website. And then the same kind of thing happened with the app, which the app is the way it's always been. You can watch videos, you can see the layout and see the schedule, of the conference center, and the schedule of all the talks, many of which at the moment have very tongue-in-cheek, silly names because they don't want people to know what's coming. The main differences are that this year we have a choice between 8 different icons you can use for the home screen in kind of 8 different neon motifs of Apple's logo, plus 14 iMessage stickers. And they're animated iMessage stickers, which I mentioned. We talked about the iMessage stickers, but those are the big differences. Not a lot to see there, but I don't know. It's one of those things where it's starting to feel real, because Federico just published his big iPad story yesterday as we record this, and at least for me, that has been very much a big part of the focus. Plus, he and Ryan just launched this new podcast called Adapt, which is all about doing challenges on the iPad, which is really cool. People should check it out. It's on Relay FM.
Yeah, well, I sure, as you pointed out, I'm in charge, and I will make sure that's the link in the show.
Yeah, no, it's really good, and those guys have been working really hard on it, and I really enjoyed listening to the first episode. And they'll have I shouldn't commit them. I think it's every 2 weeks, so I think that means next week there will be a new episode. And I think one of the challenges coming up is Federico was challenged by Ryan to publish a post from Apple Notes, which just to me sounds like torture and mean-spirited. But I'm sure that Ticci found a way to deal with it. But yeah, so we've had a lot of new things pop in and announced, and we actually still have more coming before WWDC. Some other big new project that we're going to launch next week. But it's kept me kind of occupied, so I haven't really felt like WWDC was coming. But now I actually feel like I should start maybe packing my bags and getting ready to go.
Yeah, I was actually thinking this week I should probably upgrade to Mojave.
Rob, I'm so disappointed in you, Rob.
Somebody mentioned the news app.
Oh yeah,
on Mac the other day at work, and I went, "Oh yeah, the news app. Oh, why don't I have it?" Oh right, yeah, because I still haven't upgraded.
You're not missing a whole lot. Although I actually think the news one is one of the better ones, because of those marzipan apps, the ones that they've chosen, they chose them for a reason. I mean, they're not really document-based apps. You're not like creating anything except for, I guess, voice memos. You're creating voice memos, but things like stocks and news, all you're really doing, it's kind of like a fancy web browser. It's a portal into viewing some sort of information that's delivered to you. There's not a lot of user interaction happening. And that app, I actually use it fairly frequently. Not a ton, but I do use it.
Yeah, I want to get around to upgrading. I'm not overly concerned about news. It was only because somebody mentioned it, but if I can get upgraded, it should then presumably be easier for me to upgrade when the new stuff comes out. So I might set a reminder for myself to do that this weekend.
Sounds good. Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, Rob, I think maybe we got to just wrap it up for this week.
Yeah, I think we probably should. But yeah, no, that was a good. I guess we're going to be a little bit delayed for the next one because you're going to be roving reporter around WWDC and all of that kind of stuff.
Yes,
so
good point.
We'll probably be back in 3 weeks, I would think.
Yeah, we can do it in 3 weeks.
Cool. Well, enjoy WWDC.
All right, thank you. I will send you texts of random things, random pictures, and then you can post them on the internet to me because we don't have access to the internet in San Jose. It's like people don't realize this, but there's like this lockdown that happens, and we're not able to use our phones. I don't know why I'm saying this, Rob. I'm just saying it because it's been a really long couple of weeks, and I'm a little bit punchy. So,
yeah, I think maybe you should maybe at least give yourself a day of rest.
I think that's in order.
Yeah, yes, it is.